What dating myths need to vanish and die? That you're somehow too old to date people, or that people in their 30s with no experience can't date. I'm here to tell you that the right person will not care that you're in your 30s or however old, or that you don't have experience, because they want to date you because they like you and they're attracted to you and they want to have a relationship with you. Everyone I've talked to outside of social media has said the same thing. This idea that you can't date if you're 30 and you've never done it before is something that Reddit came up with. I think a lot of these bad dating experiences are rooted in when we're kids. You'd get picked on and the adults would just say, "Oh, they probably have a crush on you." I feel like it probably happens to boys getting picked on by girls, too, but as a girl growing up who was bullied, it really messes with you when the adults would brush it off as a crush and boys will be boys. I don't know if you did have a crush on me, but no one should be taught that bullying behavior, courtship, casual sex has no consequences. This is the lie sold to young people. And sadly, a lot of people get older and realize the high quality people they would want in a spouse don't want a partner that has slept with a dozen people. That and it destroys your ability to have a normal relationship without work reversing the effects. We are designed to have one spouse, that women don't get rejected. From that junior high prank where someone pretends to ask you out just to make fun of you about it, to "I'm flattered, but I just see you as a friend," to marriages where the man is the low libido one, women experience all the same forms of rejection men do. We don't just automatically get everyone we want. That insulting an attractive person draws them to you. No, it doesn't. People, often guys, do this thinking that the cute girl must have an ego and needs to be taken down a notch. But that approach only works on people with low self-worth, and it makes the person doing it look like a bitter tool bag. Sorry, needed to vent lol. That you shouldn't talk about wanting not wanting kids or general life and relationship goals on the first date. If you're both looking for the same kind of relationship but one wants kids and one doesn't, why would you not want to get that out of the way so that way neither of you are wasting the other's or your own time? That men aren't attracted to women who make the first move. While it can be true that some men like to chase, if you make a first move and a guy doesn't like you, it's more likely you just got rejected because he didn't like you. It's what happens most of the time when you ask people out instead of being asked. That girls don't like to be asked out in person. Every guy I've talked to about this seems to believe this because one, they've been rejected a few times and now think that means no one wants to be asked out, or two, they're using terrible pickup lines that they don't realize sound creepy from a woman's perspective. The whole "all women only want a guy who's 6 foot, rich, six-pack, and is an asshole" like any grown man who believes this is a lost cause and nothing will change their mind. But I hate to see red-pilled guys poison the minds of young men who still have potential to have normal relationships with women. Putting people into arbitrary categories based on what they do on the first, second or third date. A sex maniac that's down for the deep 10x a day can wait a few dates before feeling comfortable. A person can also sleep with you the first date and never want to feel intimate with you again. I want to go back to the old way where a woman would walk by and drop her handkerchief in front of the man she was interested in. The passive-aggressive guessing games of modern women, putting herself in your space and thinking men can read the female mind, is immature and ridiculous. That you have to wait for a while before moving on to another relationship after your last one ends. I get some people may want to in order to process stuff. But that doesn't mean everyone needs to. No reason to judge people if they don't or do need time after a relationship ends. That height, weight, wealth, or genital sizes determine if you're a human being worth even getting to know. People are so busy fighting over these things that they are potentially missing out on meeting good people that could simply be friends or more if you choose. That playing games by making a guy wait an arbitrary amount of time before having sex will somehow magically secure his commitment. Stop using your vagina as a bargaining chip. Many guys are perfectly willing to gamble and smash their other girl on the side. That things will sort themselves out. They won't. That you'll be able to just go with the flow forever. Relationships take effort from both sides. You're always risking what you have, but if you get it back in return, it's definitely worth it. Don't worry bro, there's someone out there for you. No, there isn't. Stop lying. There has always been and always will be those unlucky few who never get lucky and never find love. I'm one of them. Just leave me be and let me wallow. That line in the same kind of music, movies, bold, etc., is a reason to date someone. Sound relationships are built on shared values. Figure out what your deeply held values are, then seek out someone who shares those values. That you should wait 3 days after a date to message call the person. 3 days with no contact and I would think the guy wasn't interested at all and lose interest myself. I hate stupid dating rules. Rom-com movies do not happen in real life. I know too many single women who think they will still find the perfect Mr. Right. Everyone has a history and a few flaws, and they make us more interesting. Either cisgender group has a harder time dating than the other. It sucks for fab women and it sucks for fab men. How much it sucks depends on your particular experience. Don't play Pain Olympics. You need to wait to say I love you because of the 3-month rule. The 3-month rule is when you lose feelings after 3 months, which is BS. Say you love your partner as early as you want. That you have to really like each other to go on a date. Since the whole point of dating is to determine compatibility, you don't have to already be in love or know you're compatible to go out. That dinner in a movie is too cliche and is a bad date. At the time, the city I live in, and fuck all to do, especially for under 18, so use what you can. Just don't make it every date. That men love to chase women and enjoy the challenge of convincing an uninterested woman to go out with them. Or that men like it when women play hard to get. I'd say that you can tell who's a cheater quickly. Unfortunately, a lot of cheaters are just your everyday Jane and John Does. It's super sad to see. Dating has no rules set in stone except from being a decent human being, which you should be regardless. Different things work for different people. That men should pay for everything on the first date. Split the bill 50-50 and then take turns paying on future dates if they happen. Anything about leagues, levels, or average looking. Those terms are way too vague and arbitrary to have any real meaning in dating. That guys want sex on every date. Every time, all the time. Sometimes we just want to be with you or go do something fun together. That the more you spend, the more entitled you are to sex. No one owes anyone sex regardless of how much money they shelled out. If a man doesn't seem interested, it's only because he's nervous. That's what I've been told since I was little. You should only date in the pursuit of everlasting love, and anything else is automatically wrong. Girls need to wait for guys to make the first move. They're nervous to make a move, sister. That men are expected to know what a woman likes and what to do with the zero communication. Taking someone to a fancy restaurant on a first date may create a positive impression. If he wanted to, he would. I feel like dating nowadays is more nuanced than that 80 of women only date the top 10 of men. It's hard out here for everyone. That anyone but cares about your ex. Like, keep that convo for your friends. Can we dump the body count thing? It's total horseshit and it's getting boring. That men should pay. That women should reward a man that does pay with sex. That love at first sight is an indicator of a great long-term relationship. That women don't get rejected or hurt. I'm completely traumatized from it. The one with Persephone and Hades. It's date rape and should not be told. Myths: 1. Women don't pay. 2. No sex on first date. 3. Guys don't like flowers. That you need to experience life and fuck around before settling down. That men find independent, boss, wealthy, arrogant women attractive. Playing hard to get. Like, when I say no, I mean no, so stop trying. You need to feel a spark on a first date to have a second one. It takes 3 months to really know if you want to date someone. That anyone is owed to date with anyone just because you flirted. Incest, polygamy and zoophilia taboo between consented adults. That guys have to be the one to pop the exclusivity question. That anyone deserves a date or romantic attention. That the talking phase is a thing that should exist. That men and women are attracted to the same things.